Okay, we're on the shortest day of the year. I'm stood in beautiful, glorious sunshine in the Highlands of Scotland. Had a heavy frost this morning. You'll be able to see my breath, I would imagine, but it's awesome. So I'm out here reviewing something really nice and small. This is the little one from Eachine, and I've done loads of these little ducted fans, and I've had quads this size, is sort of the size I started with, and everything with CX10s and things. But I just thought this would be really good fun. Got the little tiny transmitter, and I'll run through all the functions as we get up and fly it. I'm going to hurry up because I'm absolutely freezing, as you can imagine. Actually comes with two 350 milliamp hour single cell batteries, so that should give us a nice long flight. It's really simple, really basic, and I just think this is what people ought to start with. This is the sort of thing I started with, but this one does have altitude hold as well, which is really good. Lossy micro connector in there, so really nice and simple. It couldn't be simpler to run and use, and a great little learning machine, and virtually indestructible. The original ones I had didn't have these sort of prop guards on, which is sort of a ducted fan design. I think it's more of a prop guard than a ducted fan, but we will see how we get on with it. So simply slide the battery in there. As you can see, we've gone live straight away, so hopefully you can see that. I'm going to put it just in the shade for you. There we go. I don't know if you'll be able to see the LEDs. Oh, we can see this front LED flashing. We do have little LEDs on the board as well. So I'm going to turn on the transmitter, and then we're getting ready to bind. You get a little LED on here, up and down, and then we should be all bound. There we go, and we've gone nice and solid. I tell you what, rather than run through the transmitter here, I'll just do it when we get into flight. So let's give it a go. So a couple of ways of taking off. You can press this one, which is auto takeoff, or you can just give it a bit of throttle. Give it a bit of throttle, it primes it up, and then we're up and away. Oh, that's a familiar buzz. Great little thing. Look at this. Absolutely safe, not going to do any harm. Altitude hold, so if we knock it, it'll just try and come back up to that altitude. Really great little thing. You are not going to do any damage with this thing at all. So if you want to go forward, we press this one, that goes forward. This one comes backwards, and that's called pitching. And this one rolls to the right and rolls to the left. So if we turn the quad round so it's facing towards me, forward is towards me, backwards is away from me now, right is left and left is right, and whoa, it gets all kinds of confusing. That's the fun of flying. This is called yawing. So you press this one, it'll yaw round the other way. And if you want to go up, we just give it some throttle. If you want to come down, we just take the throttle off. And that's it, that's all there is to flying. So that's in low rates. That's into intermediate rates, and that's into high rates. And as you can probably imagine, this is an indoor flyer. But to be honest, if it's the shortest day in Scotland, which it is, and we got this sort of sunshine, I'm coming outside. I will do an indoor flight as well. So to flip it, we press this one, and it will flip, and you choose what direction you want it to flip in. There's a tiniest bit of breeze just blowing across me. That's why it keeps going that way. There we go. So it flipped forward, backwards, left and right. And you can actually do it in motion as well. Now some quads won't let you do that. Wait, this one does. Actually really good fun. Way nice. I can't remember which way up I bound it, but I'll just show you headless mode and we can soon find it. So we should get a flashing LED. Yep, we got flashing LEDs there, that's it. So forward is now, it's ignoring the orientation of the quad. If I press forward, it's away from me, no matter what way the quad's facing. So this is called headless mode, so there's no heading with the quad. It doesn't matter what way it's going. Forward is forward, back is back, right is right, and left is left, and that's all there is to it. Headless mode is not something I really enjoy. They say it's for beginners, but I think you're better to learn how to fly. To turn that off, you simply press this one again. Let me just turn it around so you can see it. There's the LED there, and then just press this and it'll stop flashing. There we go. This is also a return to home, but all it will do is, just like in headless setting, it will just keep going that way. So if I hold that down for a couple of seconds, there we go, and it just literally head over that way. It will just keep coming back like that, and it will keep going. So return to home is not really a function that actually works. We've got the auto land as well here. You simply press that and it will come into land. If you want to cancel it, just give it some throttle and that will cancel it. It's exactly the same as actually taking the throttle off coming into land, because it will just land wherever. And it kills the motors as soon as it touches down, which is really nice. Like I say, you'd have a real job to get in there and do any damage. Auto takeoff is this one here. Press that, wait a couple of seconds. It should pop itself up. Oh, there we go, you have to press it again, sorry. And it goes up about a metre, something like that, I think. And like I say, this is the speed settings and everything. That's everything on it. Oh, we've got trim buttons here as well. But that thing is actually flying really well. This is just the way to learn. This is perfectly safe. Oi! Literally, you do anything with this and you're not going to do any damage at all. What fun, eh? Range, are we really bothered about range on this? Now what will happen if we run out of range, or if we run out of power? I'll show you. I'm going to kill the transmitter. There we go, and I'm touching nothing here. The transmitter is dead, it's turned off, and it will just come into land. And then it will kill the motors. Bind it back up again, flick that back on, up and down on the throttle, and then we're ready to go. Perfect. Now we've gone back into low rates, which it always starts in, so you won't do any damage there. So that's full pitch in low rates. That's a full funnel. Honestly, that is a funnel. Going to pop it up into second rates. This thing's actually really good fun. And God, it's so different to the original ones I used to run. You used to get like a minute or two out of them. This one has a really long flight time. I'm going to see how far it goes as well. Gee whiz. Really? Right, okay, what about orientation? Whoa, I can see the LED. I doubt if the camera will pick it up. It won't even be the size of a pixel. Yeah, that is really cool. And it's controllable as well. Perfect. This thing's awesome. Oh, I forgot how much fun flying was. We get all bogged down with our GPS and all our bits and pieces. Actually, you know what? Flying's just damn good fun. Look at this thing go. This is going to be great indoors later. I've got to make sure everyone's out. I get told off for flying indoors. I never get told off. Tiggers are never in the wrong. We've got flashing LEDs. That means the battery's starting to deplete. So you should come in and land. To be honest, I just fly until they drop. You won't do any damage to the battery, I guarantee, because you can run one of these batteries down to 3 volts and you still wouldn't have any problem with it. Well, under 3 volts you could damage it, but honestly you're not going to get that on this. Gorgeous little figure of 8s as well with it. Just fun, you know what? What flying should be. No cameras, no GPS, no optical flow system. Just serious amount of fun. Bandits at 12 o'clock there, look at that. Yeah, there's no FPV to worry about, there's no nothing. And it's still flying really nice. These controls are quite good actually. I can't remember the last time I flew one of these little tiny transmitters. Actually really controllable. Look at that for funneling. And it will ascend as well. And descend. Perfect. Well, I think we might be getting a little bit low on the battery power now. I will give it a quick meter test at the end on the battery, but I don't reckon it, I guarantee it won't have done it any damage. Because when they actually run out, they've still got quite a bit of power in them. This thing is awesome. Up through the legs. We do through the arms. Whoop, they're lovely. Oh, he's still got enough to climb as well. Range again, pretty good. Never actually got it to a stage of, and it actually descends pretty quick as well. Look at this thing go, just awesome. Oh, just about recovered. Oh, now we're definitely losing power. Oh yeah, I'm giving it full throttle now, it's just not making it. Whee! Oh, it's like Christmas come early. 4 days early, obviously. And still she gives this quad. Oh, that's full throttle. Oh, she's still doing it. And precise as well. You could just do anything with this thing. Hey, there we go. Finally, we're getting there. No, it's still going. Crikey, it will be Christmas by the time this thing runs out. That is amazing from just that little thing. I'm giving that full throttle and it's still just fighting against me. If it gets to a stage where it gets knocked or anything, let me try and grab it. Well, he's not going to let me grab it. As soon as it gets up to 90 degrees, the motors will stop, by the way. Oh, I think we're actually finally there. That did brilliantly. Let's just rebind that up and just see how we get on. Yeah, no, absolutely, the battery's actually gone. That's superb. Yeah, you've got flashing LEDs that she's really struggling now. That was a serious amount of fun. Right, I should do an indoor flight as well, because I really need to do more testing with this, obviously.
Okay, so I'm going to run some indoor footage while I run through the summary. And I just had a blast with this thing. As you probably notice, I do tend to say it as it is on the channel. This thing is amazing. You could literally do anything with this. You are not going to damage it. I'd be amazed if you could. It doesn't go fast enough to sort of smash itself up. And even if it did go fast, I don't think you'd actually damage anything. I haven't had any issues with it at all. I'll put links down to all the spares and everything that they do on it. It's an Eachine, so they actually do spares for them, which is rather good. They give you a spare set of props with it as well, so you've just got these little props here. I don't know why, because I can't see how you would ever damage those. I'd be gobsmacked if anyone could, but it'd be quite a gift if you could. You can't really get your fingers in there to get injured either, so that's superb. You get a little screwdriver with it as well, even needed to take it apart, which I can't imagine why on earth you would. I can't really see anything going on it. The motors on it are 615s as far as I can measure. I've just managed to measure across there. 6mm diameter, 15mm long. Transmitter worked really well, as you saw. Range, what, 30 meters and no problem at all. It was still flying. I just couldn't be bothered to fly it any further, to be honest. I don't know why you would, because keep it in close, it's really good fun. To calibrate it, if you want to calibrate the gyro, if you had a massive off with it and it just keeps drifting, before you start altering the trims on it, I would calibrate it. So it's bind it all up, and then literally both sticks down and out. You get flashing LEDs on it, and then that means it's calibrated the gyro. Then it should fly fine. I had loads of drops with it and spins with it, and I've run a few batteries through it, and I've never needed to recalibrate it or calibrate it from when I first got it. So really impressed with it. Really nice little piece of kit. I've done other ones of these, and I'll put links down in the description, and so you can have a look at those as well. There might be some other ones that you like, but honestly, if you're new to flying, this thing is absolutely brilliant. I really like it. Now, just to show you that thing on the battery, which I was saying about, this is the battery. I ran this right the way out, literally as far as it would go. It literally just dropped from the sky right at the end there, and then it's still got 3.66 in it, so it's miles off any damage being done to it, so they're really good. Now, the stock battery comes like this, and this is a modified battery. This again is just through experience of having loads of different ones like this. When you put the battery in and out, what you tend to do, the only way you can get it out is to pull this, and you will eventually dislodge it in there. You could arc across, and you can wind up with little LiPo fire, which would be absolutely awful if you did. So what I do, a little bit of tape, can be sellotape even, and just when you put that in there, then you can get it out nice and easy. You can slide it there as well, but it does come out really easy, and you're putting no pressure on your contacts at all. Well worth doing. Battery life, I was getting, well, it was just under 8 minutes, and that was outside when it was freezing cold, so it was really good. So I think you're looking at, they say 8 minutes, and it's not far off. I think it was 7:45 or something when I actually looked at my timer, so that was really good, quite impressive, and charges up with a little USB charger that they give you, and that takes about 30-40 minutes to do. Let me just plug that in there. So it goes in there. You get a red LED. When it's actually finished charging, the red LED comes on. When I put it into something that's charging it up and then turn it on, there we go, goes off. When it's finished charging, you get a little red LED to tell you that it's actually charged, so it will eventually go like that. Now, I found 5 of these batteries you can get, and a multi-charger, so you just plug it in the one, and then you can charge all the 5 batteries up at once. I think it even charges 6, and I put a link in description for you as well. That's about 12 quid. By the way, this thing runs at, it's about 12 quid for the basic one with 1 battery, and I think it's about 17 quid with the 3 batteries, so definitely well worth having the extra batteries. But I would actually go for the 5 battery pack and the multi-charger. You're going to keep you in the air for much longer, and it is seriously good fun, as you probably notice. Hope you've enjoyed that one, and I look forward to seeing you on the next.